Broadcasting from a galaxy very, very near you, I present to you Rosalind Barr, Umesh Agnew, Andru McCracken, Coulter Beeson, Zachary Schneider. We'd like to present to you Valemount Live.
Welcome, viewers. My name is Andru McCracken. We're having a few technical difficulties tonight, but I hope you'll stay tuned anyways. Tonight, I'm filling in as anchor for Coulter Beeson. Unfortunately, Coulter is temporarily away with this fractured bifida. I want to send my sympathies to his family. Tonight, folks, we have an amazing show for you. We have a historical piece on the early development of Fifth Avenue. Currently, Fifth Avenue is undergoing a revitalization process. But I've got a guy for you who was here at the vitalization process. Let's say Nick Basaraba will give us his account of the very clearing of the street. He was a young man in the early days of the community. It was more than 50 years ago. And I think you're going to be surprised at how the early founders of Valemount began the work that has become the town today and at what cost it was done. Another great segment tonight is our birthday correspondent, Zachary Schneider, will join us again after his journey to the amusement park in Idaho. Correspondent Schneider provides a first-hand account of Silverwood. This is the amusement park. And believe it or not, he and his father were robbed on a train there, so he'll give us an account of that. This week we have some amazing footage from the Robson Valley Music Festival. Anthropologists ponder this crazy festival out in the woods. And tonight we have some exclusive documentary footage that will take you inside our valley's own heart of darkness. And it'll shed light on the strange rituals associated with the band Mama Groove. This week we also have a weather report for the first time, and we guarantee it to be accurate, and you'll see why when you see it. We also have a special announcement from the Valemount Entertainment Society's president, Dan Kenkel. But we begin our show this week with a look at a very strange development. It questions the very fundamentals of our capitalist society. Can you imagine an enterprise run for the people, by the people, a sort of socialist utopian corporation? Well, we've got one here in the valley. It's designed to use our common property to the benefit of the community. Smells like Marx to me. Tonight we examine this type of forestry that throws out the precepts of capitalism and favors the working man, boldly favoring local contractors. It takes our forest resources out of the free market and places them into the hands of the oppressed proletariat. Could this signify the beginning of the end of capitalism in British Columbia? Will the enterprise, free enterprise, will this enterprise work in the favor of oppressed workers as Karl Marx proposed? Coulter Beeson finds out more about Valemount's newly operational communist forest.
Hi, I'm Coulter Beeson here with Shane Bressette, coordinator of the community forest. So, what is a community forest?
It's a forest license that's awarded to a community, and it's based on, it covers an area, designated area around the community, and it basically gives the community access to all the resources within that area. The community can then directly benefit from resources in the area.
So how is it run differently from a normal forestry operation?
Area-based license is the key in that it's not just focused on timber values. Other forest licenses are based on volume, so they're just after the log supply, whereas an area-based license covers other potential products such as berries or mushrooms or recreational values, and any list of values that are within that area.
So does that include mining?
Mining is actually outside of the jurisdiction for forest legislation there, so there are some links there as far as land use and how to get through some of the hoops there with land use, but it doesn't directly authorize mining.
So where does the money from a community forest go?
The village of Valemount is the shareholder in the company, so a portion of the money needs to stay in the community forest company to keep operational programs going, but a certain amount of the money transfers over to the village.
So who's allowed to work a community forest?
Anybody that meets eligibility requirements. By that I mean there's some policies around safe certified companies, and basically local is the other criteria.
So can people that aren't local still join, or?
There is room for that, although the priority is on local contractors. The intent is to maximize local employment first, and then if there is a need to go outside of local, there's decisions made around that. But local in this instance applies from Alberta to Crescent Spur. That's the definition of who a local is.
So when did logging begin?
Logging, I've got a date written here. July 16th was the first day of logging. Our contractor there was C. Baggett Logging Limited, a local contractor. The first load was delivered July 21st. And then since then we've also started up a small salvage program using Jerry Plummer, also local here, and that started August 7th.
So how long will it take the community forest to break even?
Based on the projections right now, as long as the harvesting and the markets proceed the way it looks to be, then we should be breaking even somewhere through this winter, like shortly after Christmas, I would say.
So what power does council have over the community forest?
Well, village council is the shareholder, but the decision making in the community forest is actually made by a 9-person board. There's 4 representatives from council on the board, but then the other 5 are local people, just volunteer kind of thing from different areas of expertise in the community. So the decision making is actually made by the board. The village has influence through their 4 representatives on the board, but the board makes the decisions.
So what benefits does a community forest hold for a community?
Well, there's a lot of different benefits. First and foremost is revenue. There's profit made from the resources, and the primary resource is timber. So that's the most obvious benefit. But another big one is access to log supply for local manufacturers. A lot of the smaller mills in town here have trouble getting logs because they're all wrapped into other kinds of licenses and tenure. So a community forest is designed to provide a way for smaller operators and locals to get access to those logs. We're still developing a lot of the program, so we're still, I guess, coming up with new ways that it can benefit the community as well. But the bottom line is the license is designed specifically to benefit the community, and not necessarily as a number one objective to generate profit, but to generate profit combined with benefiting the community is the bottom line.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Gordon Campbell and Shirley Bond are not communist. Who made that? Well, he's fired. I want him out of here. I'm really sorry about that, folks. Apparently, it's not a communist forest at all. It's a community forest. My sincere apologies.